Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my July week 4 of the weekly check-in. So I have about 12 transactions here to go through, and one thing I do know, a lot of these are subscribe and save with Amazon, and I went ahead and put them individually instead of grouping them together. So that is what I have here, and some eating out and one miscellaneous. So that is about all we have this week. It was a good week. I did try to stay in control of spending. I didn't spend on Saturday. I didn't spend on Monday. Today is Thursday. I decided this month was Thursdays was a no spend a day for the month. And then this just reminds me that the new budget starts on the 30th for the next month because my husband gets paid here. And so I start my spending a little earlier than the first of the next month just because of how my husband gets paid. So I'm excited to get into this and just kind of figure out where we're at. I have paid the credit card. All of the spending goes on the credit card, as well as I had 3 bills that went to the credit card, and all of that combined was paid and taken care of. So all I have left is the spending for the rest of the month, and it's a few $100s, but that's okay. We're going to work with what we got, and I have, let's see, today's the 24th, till next Tuesday with what's left in the bank account. All of this is reflective of my checking. This keeps me on track and staying in budget every week for my spending categories. Even if I go over a little bit, I still am able to make things happen. So I have set up already the notes of the individual transactions, and we're just going to go through all of these. So first thing we're going to look at is grocery household. Yes, my Amazon subscribe and save is pink because it normally comes out of grocery household. Next month, I'm not going to do it this way. Normally, I just throw it in at the end of the month and then track it, but I think I'm just going to make it a bill on my paycheck periods because it happens only once a month, and I'm just going to throw it at the end here for next month. So I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm just trying new things, and that is where I'm at right now. So the first thing I have here is $130.26. That was for meals for the week, my husband's lunches and all the things. And then I had $43.86. I probably ran out of milk and some odds and ends stuff that I didn't get picked up here, and I'm sure there was a coupon or two, something I found really enticing, so I did that. And then last night I was going to my mom's house. She had fixed it's a sauce that she has made my whole life that she got from my grandmother, my dad's mom, and they use it for spaghetti and hot dog, and it's a meat sauce and all that. So my husband likes it on his hot dogs, and she made him a jar, so I have that. I love it. I'll eat it by itself. It's so good. But she asked me to stop by the store and pick up some raisins for her, so I picked up 3 packs of 6 boxes of raisins because she eats them every day, and she just didn't feel like going back out to the store. And that was $8.07, and I just picked it up. I'm sure at some point she'll spend a little money our direction, and that will kind of compensate for that. A lot of times she'll give me cash for it. I don't really care. If she wants something, I'll pick it up for her. It's not a big deal. So that is all I have for grocery household. Hopefully this check-in will be really quick, and we can prepare for the end of the month, which is something I'm doing. I haven't even done my videos for next month yet, like where I set up my monthly, because there's some changes in pay and things like that for next month, and I'm kind of waiting for that to come in before I go deep dive and figure that out. But I have a lot of videos coming out where I'm closing out this month after this week, and closing out sinking funds and setting up all those things for next month. So look forward to those videos. 130.26 plus the 43.86 and the 807. That gives me $182.19. There we go. And now we're going to go to restaurants. So yes, we kept eating out. Should we have? No, probably not, but we did anyway. Casa Fiesta is $46.39. It did work out in the end that I still have eating out money for the end of the month. It's just I didn't have to spend it in what we had left in gas. and I think some copay. So that's where the money came from, so we can go out to eat this weekend like we normally do. But we'll see. Papa John's is $36.99. And then this Sunday, my husband and I went out and we went Taco Bell pickup and rounded it up for a charity or something like that. And then I had breakfast at Chick-fil-A. I meant to pay cash for this. I actually had a little cash on my, and I just so used to using my Apple Pay at the register at Chick-fil-A that I just completely forgot to pull the cash out. And that's okay. I'll figure it out next time. So that was $7.73. That was breakfast. And normally on Tuesdays I go to my church. I volunteer for certain things for my church, and I meet with the secretary there and we discuss things. And so after we were done, I went to Chick-fil-A and got breakfast. All right, so that was $115.11 for eating out. Miscellaneous, I have one item, and I didn't know I was going to do it, but Max McNown is an artist that I like to listen to, and his second half of his album dropped, and it was $6.99 through. I usually buy it through Apple iTunes or whatever, and it was $7.41 with tax. So I just bought that, and then had no gas charges, no copays, and then we have the bills and the Amazon Subscribe and Save. So let's go to the Amazon Subscribe and Save, and then I'll do the bills after I finish the weekly check-in. I have the different supplements that I'm taking, or me and my husband are taking, and I buy enough for both of us. So alpha-lipoic acid is a supplement that helps with nerves, and I have neuropathy, and it's helping with that. That was $14.53. I think that was the right one. Regardless, these are all the prices. Magnesium, highly absorbable magnesium, I got for $10.46, and I have unlocked the max. I can unlock like 15% off for our subscribe and save for our different supplements. Omega 3, 2214, and then I do use a turmeric ginger from Cunol. I think it's pronounced Cunol. So that was $26.17. So those 4 items. And this is what my subscribe and save ended up being. A little more than I thought, but that's okay. $14.53, $10.46, $22.14, and $26.17. And that was with tax. They're individually charged. So $73.30 is the total there. And that is all the different transactions. So let's go my weekly check-in back here where I keep my totals. And we're on week 4. Week 5 will be the closeout. So when I go to closeout next week on the 29th, that is where you will see me do the last few days of the month and get a final total of what we have left. Ideally, I'd like to spend almost all the money, and I kind of have it to where I know exactly how much we spend every month, and this becomes very close to all the spending combined. So that I do like. Okay, now I'm ready. We had $373.91 for our grocery household, and I spent $182.19. And that leaves me $191.72. Now I am over in a few categories, so I will have to compensate with the total to cover those different categories. And they are not eating out yet. Is it eating out? Yeah, no. Eating out and miscellaneous. The rest of them are fine. So 109.13 minus the 115. Oops. 11, and that gives me a negative $5.98. All right, my pen's rattle and it bugs me, so sorry about that. I have $2.13 that I had left over in miscellaneous. I bought that music, so now $7.41. I tend to buy only specific music that is really important to me and that I will listen to, so I can have music when I drive through the mountains and travel. $5.28 is what we're over here, and that allows me, I'm gonna fix this, I hope you don't mind. That allows me to play music in my car without actually having a radio or a cell service or anything like that, because it's on my phone. So that's why I like to buy it. And I don't buy a lot of music. I just have certain albums that I like. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That get me through my traveling when we're driving through the mountains. So we don't go through the mountains very often, but when we do, it's good to have that music there available and no static on the radio and stuff like that. That's always annoying. So $30.21 copay left. I might have one prescription, I think, next week that needs to be picked up, so that should be okay. And then, oh, I'm over budget here, so it was 72 minus the 73.30, and it's a negative $1.30. These two didn't change. So that is kind of where I'm at. So if I take this total, $191.72 plus, I'm going to do all the positives, $94.10 plus the $30.21 minus the $5.98 minus the $5.28 and minus the $1.30. I have $303.47 left, and that'll get me through week 5. It's not a full 7-day week, which is nice. That should be enough to carry through, and it's enough for eating out. It's enough for any groceries I need to get, like milk, eggs, and things like that that we normally go through in a week, and it should get me to the end of the month. All the bills are paid, so that's good. I've actually paid this on the credit card, so I don't have to worry about these transactions, and I've paid the bills. And we're going to go back to this, and we're going to finish this off. So that's the weekly check-in. This is how I know how much I have in each category, and then I have to make a decision of, okay, where is this money coming from? And then usually by the last week of the month, I just take whatever the total is, regardless of the category, and then that is what's going to get me through till the end of the month, and I buy what I need as I go through that last week, and it usually takes care of everything, so I never really have to worry about that. So during my paycheck 2 time period, there's a few bills that go to the credit card. They're highlighted in blue here, and then all the spending over here. So when I get to the end of the month, this all balances with my checking account, and it works out beautifully. Here I had my husband's bill, my Apple storage, and then a Dr. Odell here. That's my chiropractor. Those 3 items are what I have here on my list of bills that I also paid when I paid the credit card back. So I knew one payment. I like to move the money once in and then out, and that's it. I don't want to move it to this account and that account and this account. And that's why I do a lot of tracking on paper, so I don't have to move a lot of money in and out of accounts. It's just it goes in and it goes out either to the credit card or to savings, and that's it. I don't really, or it comes directly out of the checking account. I don't really have a lot of moving parts that go with this. I just have to track a lot of moving parts when I do it. And that's the basic way of most people. You either move your money to a lot of different accounts and then it gets auto drafted and you have to make sure it's covered, or you use one central account where everything comes in and then you track everything that goes out and stay within budget that way. So you have a couple options on how you want to do it. Regardless, you're going to have to track both ways. So it just depends on where you're more comfortable. If you need to have all those different buckets in order to see where your money's going and that it's actually being applied where it needs to go, and it keeps you motivated and things like that. That doesn't really motivate me personally, which is why I create visual buckets with actually writing down and tracking everything. So there's that. Let's total this up. All right, this is $91.17, and I'm going to go ahead and add all of this up together to find out what I pay back the credit card with. So I have $182.19, $115.11 plus $741 plus $91.17 and $73.30. All right, I paid back the credit card $469.18. That's what my notes say. I am in agreement with everything I did today, and I am glad this week is over, and I am looking forward to the last week of the month and getting through this month and preparing for next month, because there's a slight pay increase. It's probably $50 a paycheck. If I did my math right, I won't know until I get closer to the 30th. When my husband gets paid, either the day before or a couple of days before, I'll see the pending deposit. And that's probably when I'll do my videos for planning the monthly budget and the paycheck one for August. And I'm super excited about August. If you want to see my next month's pattern that I'm doing, it is so cute. Very bright and vibrant. I'm curious to see how it looks on camera. I haven't done that yet. So let's look at August and the colors of August. It's one of my favorite patterns. Oh, that looks good. It's so bright and vibrant. Okay, I'm not a bright and vibrant kind of person, but I love my good pastels and lots of floral, but these are peaches. They kind of look like apples, but they're actually peaches. Lots of orange, and this goes through the whole month. And obviously this is the day that, you know, my husband gets paid, so I need to start making stickers that have like the previous month and this month here, so I can have the date dots. I just don't think about it when I make and cut my stickers. I think I will from now on. But anyway, this is the pattern I chose for next month, and it just carries through. I have Orkin coming out next month. I am going to write the scripture Philippians 4:19. I don't exactly remember what it was, but I know I looked up a scripture for a specific thing for next month. Our anniversary, 29 years, is coming up in August, and a reunion and the pay increases just reminded me what's happening and how I want to do things. And there's the monthly budget and paycheck 1, paycheck 2. I've already written out the titles. Weekly check-in. I'm doing a 4-week month, but I always lay down all my stickers, even the 5th week, just because I may have a couple of days that don't line up. But if you noticed in the monthly, it's a Friday to Thursday start is normally when I do my budgets or my weekly check-ins, and that is how it's flowing this month. And so, and this goes into the next month. So it's exactly a 4-week month. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. And then credit card spending goes on here. I don't show this very often, but I track my credit card in the exact order things happen, and that I keep up with how much debt I have on there, which is very small now. It's less than $400, and I'm so excited about that. And on my last page is my sinking funds and savings tracker. So I am thrilled with that. Totally thrilled with that. So that was my weekly check-in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel